Hello and welcome to CKE 10,001's gaming channel. In this video we'll be looking at my Bunny Girl Senpai Weiss Schwarz deck profile. This deck build runs 16 level 0s, 11 level 1s, 4 level 2s, 11 level 3s, and 8 Climax cards. The first card we're going to take a look at is Laplace's Demon Tomoe Koga. It has two effects. The first is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can look at up to 2 cards from the top of your deck, put them on top of your deck in any order. The second effect is when this card attacks, you can choose one of your adolescence character, and that character gets plus 1500 power until the end of turn. You can also give this card power to itself. Then running 2 copies of the Blue Brainstormer, which is Girl Shrouded in Mystery, Shoko Makinohara. The first effect is when a climax is placed on your climax area, you can choose one of your characters, and that character gets plus 1 level and plus 500 power until end of turn. The second is the Activate Brainstorm effect. Pay 1, rest this card, flip over 4 cards from the top of the deck, put them into your waiting room, and for each climax reveal, you can search your deck for up to 1 adolescent character, reveal it to your opponent, and add to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So we're running this at 2 copies. Then running 2 copies of the Tutor, which is Phantom Elder Sister, Shoko Makinohara. It has 2 effects. The first is when this card is placed on stage, put 2 cards from the top of your deck into your waiting room. If there is a climax reveal among those cards, choose one of your characters, and that character gets plus 1500 power until end of turn. The second effect is when this card is placed on stage from hand, you may pay the cost, pay 1, pitch a card. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 adolescent character, reveal it to your home, put in your hand, and shuffle your deck. So the first effect is mandatory, the second effect is optional. Then I'm running 2 copies of Self-Loathing Nanoka Toyohama. It has 1 effect. At the beginning of your opponent's draw phase, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is level 1 or higher, you may return this card to your hand. So it's like a runner that runs to hand. Then we're running 3 copies of the level 0 vanilla card. Back from shopping, Ryo Futaba. We run this because there's a level 1 that stock charges it. I'll talk about it later. And then I'm running 3 copies of the runner card. So Idol with a sister complex. Narako Toyohama has 2 effects. The first is during your turn, this card gets plus 1 ounce of power. And then the second effect is at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you can put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. If that card is a adolescent card, you may move this card to an open position of your center stage. So it's like a beater on your turn and can run on your opponent's turn. And then I'm running 1 copy of Awkward Kindness Sakuta Asugawa. It has 2 effects. Your other adolescent's character in the middle position gets plus 1500 power. And then the second effect is when this card direct attacks, you can choose one of your other adolescent characters, and that character gets plus 1 soul until end of turn. And then our last level 0 is our other yellow brainstormer, Indoor Preference Kaede Asusagawa. It has 2 effects. The first is Continuous Assist. All your character turn this card gets plus 500 power. The second is Activate Brainstorm, pay 1, flip over 4 cards, put them in your waiting room, and for each climax reveal, perform the full action, choose a adolescent character in your waiting room, add it to hand, and discard a card from your hand. And then the level 1 is the main reason we're level 0 Futaba level vanilla. We're running 3 copies of Roundabout Solution Sakuta. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can choose 1 back from shopping Ryo Futaba in your waiting room and put it into your stock. So when you on the play, you can choose that level 0 and put it in your stock. So it's like a free stock charge. And yeah, at first I didn't like this card, but that free stock does come in handy later on in the game. It helps build compression for your deck for the game. Yeah, I think it's worth it, even with the 3000 power. And then I'm running 3 copies of Natsuno Anihate event card. The effect is look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 adolescent character from among them, reveal it to your opponent, put it in your hand, and put the rest into your waiting room. So I'm running 3 copies of this just to help with milling your deck if you need to, and set up a waiting room for your salvages, which is the level 1 combo. So this is your level 1 combo at 4 copies. Welcoming with Natsuno and Kaede. It has 2 effects. The first is this card cannot side attack, and the second effect is Clan Combo. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, if together with Natsuno is in your Climax area, you can choose one character in your waiting room and add it to your hand. And then I'm running 1 green level 1, which is a 1/0 2K backup. Yeah, just that 1 copy. And at level 2, we have another backup, the blue backup. When you use this card's backup effect, if you have an Alcel character, choose one of your characters in battle, and that character plus 1,000. So it's a 2/1 3,500 backup. And then our standby targets at level 1 are the 3 copies of Mind Reader Tomoe Koga. It has 1 effect. Continuous, this card gets plus 1,000 power for each of your other adolescence characters. So with a full board, it can be 11,000 power. 11k power, sorry. Yeah, 11,000. And then we have 2 early plays. The red early play is Sunset Sky Kaege Asusagawa. Continuous, if you have 4 or more adolescent characters, this gets -1 level in your hand. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is level 1 or lower, you can put it in your stock. And the final effect is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can put the top card of your clock into your waiting room to heal. So it's early play that heals. That might refund 1 stock for you, because it refunds you 1 stock. And then the other early play is Dreaming Girl Shoko Makunahara. Continuous, if your waiting room has 2 or less clan cards, this gets -1 level in your hand. Second effect is during your turn, if all your characters are adolescent, this card gets +1,000 power. The third effect is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can put the top card of your clock in your waiting room. And then these 2 are your level 2 standby targets when you're at level 2. First, we're going to take a look at Devilish Kohai Tomoe Koga. It has 3 effects. The first is continuous, assist all your adolescent characters in front of this card gets plus 2,000 power. Second effect is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can discard a card. If you do, put the top card of your clock into your stock. The third effect is if all players are level 3 or higher, you can pay 5 stock. All players put up to 4 cards from the top of your clock into your waiting room. So the bottom effect, when you use it, you have to be wise with it. If your opponent's at 3-0 or 3-1 and you're at 3-4 and you don't think you can finish your opponent that turn, you can use that last effect to help heal you and try to survive another turn. And next up is 2 copies of Cool and Collected Ryo Futaba. It has 3 effects. The first effect is continuous. If this card is in the middle position on your turn stage, this gets plus 4,000 power. The second effect is if you're level 3 or higher, this gets continuous great performance. And the third effect is auto. When this card battle becomes reversed, you can pay 1 stock, pitch a card, deal 1 damage to your opponent, and you can use this effect on both turns. And then the last level 3 we're using for the deck is Schooling High School Idol Nodaka Toyohama. It has 2 effects. Let me focus in on that a bit. The first effect is when this card is placed on stage from your hand or by change effect, draw 1 card, choose 1 card in your hand, put it in your waiting room, choose up to 1 of your opponent's characters, return it to his or her hand. The second effect is Climax Combo. When this card attacks, the sparkling stage is in your Climax area and you have an adolescence character, you can pay the cost, which is pay 1, pitch a card. If you do, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your opponent's deck, put up to 4 into their waiting room, and then put the rest into your opponent's deck, and then they shuffle their deck. And this card gets plus 1,000 power. And the last 8 cards are the Climax cards. We're running 4 copies of a Sparkling Stage for the level 3 combo, and 4 copies of Together with Natsuno, the standby Climax for the level 1 combo. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check EncoreDecks.com and the links in the description below to see an overview of this deck build.